Okay, so we will do that. I think I had said a quiz, but we're not gonna have a quiz. We're just gonna work through it. If that's okay with everybody. You disappointed? No quiz? Yes,
Uh-huh.
Maureen?
Uh-huh.
No, not really.
Not really, right? Okay. Well, let me share my screen. And I want to go to number 3.
Free.
Does everyone see math inequalities quiz number 3?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you see at the top, the greater than symbol, the less than, greater
Uh-huh.
than or equal, and the less than or equal.
Uh-huh.
Now, we will solve some inequalities just like we did before. And we'll start off with one where we just finding the solution. We're given C minus 7 greater than 8.
8.
Now, remember we went through before of doing addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Now, Maureen, when you see an expression like this inequality, what is it? What operation do you do to solve for it?
Add.
That's it. Very good, Maureen. You add because it's a subtraction, so you do the opposite, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the opposite is add. So what do we add, Maureen? Add what?
The 7 to the 7 and the 8.
Okay,
Both sides.
add
That
7 to both
both sides.
sides. Okay, very good. Okay, add 7 to both sides. So let's just do that. Let's take our inequality, copy it, and then add the 7. Okay, so we add 7 to the left side
7 to the right side.
and 7 to the right side. Okay, what do we get on the left side, Vanessa?
On the left side.
Yes, we add that 7. What do we get?
Okay. Just C.
That's it. Excellent. You get C because a minus 7 and plus 7 is 0.
Is 0.
That's right. So let's copy that over and take out our 7s. Okay. So the minus 7 plus 7 is 0. So we left with just C, like Vanessa said. Okay.
Oh.
Now, Vanessa, what do we get on the right side?
15.
15. Okay, so let's just copy this. Add the 8 and the 7. And that gives you 15. And that's your solution. Okay. Now that's
Okay.
one with just one operation. Now we had some that had like 2 operations, but this one has just one. We just had to do the opposite of what was being done in the inequality, subtracting the
I
7.
had done that one.
And what's the answer, Maureen?
See.
That's it.
Wow, get that one right.
Got it right. Very good. Answer C. Wonderful.
I
Okay.
do a few, so I'm gonna get the right with it. No, I'm sure.
Okay. Very good. All right. Now let's go to any questions now on number 1. No questions? Okay. That's just one operation. Now we have another one here. Number 2. Now, number 2, you can see will have 2 operations. And how do you know it has 2, Maureen? How do you know number
Because
2 will have 2?
like I see minus 10 plus 3C is less than 2.
Okay. So
Yeah.
looking at that, how do you know you will have to do 2 operations here?
I really don't know.
Okay. The reason you know, okay, let me just copy this.
Because I was trying to figure out that, but I couldn't get it figured out. I only said
Okay. Okay. Well, let's just copy this. Now, the reason you know you'll have 2 operations because you have a subtraction here, right? That means you'll do an add, and then a 3C is a multiplication.
Oh.
So that means you will do a divide. The reason So you look at the inequality and you see what's going on in the equality. So you're subtracting a 10. That means you're going to have to add a 10. You multiplying 3 times C. That means you're going to have to divide by 3 to get the C. Now, which one do you do first, Vanessa? Which one do you do first? Vanessa, you're on mute. Okay. Maureen, which one do you do first?
The multiplication.
No,
Multiply.
no.
The division.
Well, no, that's not the one you do first. Vanessa, I said this one,
Oh.
you have 2 operations. Since this is a subtraction, you'll have to do an add. And when you get to the 3C, that's a multiplication. So you'll have to do a division. Now, which one do you do first, Vanessa?
You do the C minus
You do
10.
what? You do what?
You do the 10 first. Are you?
Yeah, you
agree?
do the 10 first. This is subtraction. So what did we do with the 10?
Okay, you add it to both sides.
Very good. That's right. We add 10 to both
Right.
sides. See, we'll have to do that before we get to the division, Maureen. We're gonna,
Okay.
okay, so we're gonna add 10 to both sides. So let's do that. And then that second step is where we deal with our 3C. So let's just copy that. Add 10. Okay, so we'll add 10 on the left. So plus 10. And let's add 10 on the right. Plus 10. Okay. Now, what do we have left on the left side, Vanessa?
Okay.
Copy that.
Because it's minus 10 and plus 10, that's 0. So what you have left is C, well, C plus 3C.
Right. Very good. Because the 10s add up to 0. The plus 10, the minus 10. So that's 0. And you're absolutely correct. We have 3C plus 2C. Or C plus 3C. Doesn't matter which order we say them. Now, Vanessa, you have coefficients on your C and coefficients on your 3C. So what do you do here on the left side? What do you do?
This is a multiplication now.
Well, this is this adding. You have a 1C and a 3C. And remember, when you add with variables and coefficients, you add the coefficients. So this is a 1C. Let me just put it here.
Yes.
So that'd be 4C.
1C.
Yeah, that's a 1C.
Okay, so what would that be equal to, Vanessa? 1C plus 3C.
So you will have 4. So you will have 4C.
That's it. Very good.
No,
So,
would it?
no, that's
4C.
right. No, 4C. So you'd have 4C. Okay, 4C. Let's copy that. And then add the coefficients. So let's just copy that and then change our 3C to 4C. Okay. So this would be 4C. And we add the coefficients. And you know what the coefficients are. Those are the numbers in front of the variables, right? Now, we have 4C on the left. What do we have on the right, Vanessa?
We have 4, 7. Okay, we have 2 plus 10, which will be equal to 12.
That's right. So you add the 2 and the 10, and that would give you 12. So let's just put that here.
Yeah.
Okay, and put 12. All right. Now we see we have a multiplication. 4C is a multiplication. So what operation do we need now, Maureen?
Division.
Division. So what do we divide by, both sides?
Okay, hold on. By 4.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right, because that's the coefficient of the C is a 4. So we divide both sides by 4. And let's just do that. Let's just copy our 4C less than 12. And divide the left side by 4 and the right side by 4. So let's just underline here. And put divide by 4 on the left side. That's 4. And 4 on the right side. Let's just make that bigger. Make that over. It's underneath. And let's just bring that a little closer so you see it's a fraction. Okay. Now, what do I get on the left side, Vanessa, when I divide a 4C by 4?
C.
That's right, because 4 over 4 is 1. So let's just copy that.
1.
And then put our C. Okay. Okay, let's take the 4 out. And the 4 out here. And take the underline out. Okay, now we have C less than 12 over 4. So what do we do next, Vanessa?
Continue to divide.
Okay, so what do we get
4
on the
ones,
right?
4. And 4 into 12 is 3.
That's it. Excellent. Okay. So we get our answer. Let's copy that here. And this would be, let's just put our 3 here. 12 divided by 4 is 3.
Yep.
Okay, and let's take out the 4 here because we divided by the 4. And C less than 3. Now, what answer is that?
It's C less than 3.
Yeah, C less, so it's A, B, C, or D.
Oh, it's B. What is it?
Okay. Answer
It's B.
B. Okay, let's make that.
Oh, I had guessed that answer because the
You-
first
you-
place I guessed that answer. The first place I get is only when I set it up. Like, as I said, I add the 10 and the minus 10 and minus 10, I ain't getting no further. But then
Oh.
I figured out, then we get no further. How you do all these rest long things? I can get that far. So I said, no, let me pick an answer. Yeah.
So you did. So wait, Maureen, you say you guessed.
Yeah. I said it as far as, I said as far as,
You did the 10. You did add in the 10, right?
right.
Okay.
I guess minus 10 plus 10. And
Okay.
then I didn't know what more to set it. So I said, let me choose an answer.
Maureen, when you got here, where you had 1C plus 3C.
No. I guess as far as how I said it, I said it.
You got
I
right
said
here
it-
and stop.
Yeah, I said, better get to like minus 10 plus 10 to add a thing. And
Okay.
it stopped right there.
Oh, you just stopped. But if you had continued, Maureen, look, you see the coefficient of a 1C and a 3C. And you know when you have a variable and a coefficient, you add the coefficients. Or it could be subtraction. Here it's an add. So you add the 1 and the 3 and you get the 4C. Right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, on the right, you've got an addition of 2 plus 10. And as Vanessa said, you get 12. 2 plus 10 would be 12. No, you have to continue, Maureen. You don't stop.
I can stop. I figure I said we choose the answer. I can get down the further.
Oh, okay. Well, you chose the right answer, right? You chose the right answer, correct? Well, the thing is, you've got a less than, right? And unless you dividing by a negative, you know that your symbol for inequality will be a less than, right? So you look up here, that's a greater than, and that's a greater than, right? So you know it's got to be either B or D. It's got to be a less than. It's just finding out what the number is. Okay, that's how you can eliminate answers. Because unless you dividing or multiplying by a negative number, then your inequality will stay the same. You'd have to reverse it now if you were dividing or multiplying by a negative number. So you're not using a negative number here, and this started out with less than, then your answer's got to be less than. So you can eliminate all the greater than choices. You can eliminate the A, that's a greater than. You can eliminate the C, that's a greater than. Now you're between B and D. And you got a better chance of getting it right with 2 choices versus 4, right?
Yeah.
That's how you can eliminate answers in a multiple choice of finding the ones that cannot be the answer. And like I said, if it says less than, then your answer has to be less than. So if it's something other than a less than, you're eliminated and just look at the other 2. All right.
Yeah.
And another way you can solve these inequalities is like for this one, you had a B and a D. You could take these values and plug them in for the C and see if you get something less than 2. Then you know that's your answer. If you don't, then that can't be your answer. So you can do it sort of like backwards. Take the choices, plug them in for the C, and see if it satisfies the inequality saying less than 2. Okay. All right, let's go to number 3. Number 3. Vanessa, I'm sorry, Vanessa's on mute. Maureen, read number 3.
Okay. Skate word of a birthday
When you're
party
ready,
for a
Mr.
feast.
African.
Oh, you want to read Vanessa then?
You go ahead, Maureen, go ahead.
Okay.
No,
But I'm here,
Skate's
I'm
word
here.
of a birthday party for feast for 130 plus $3 per person. If you can spend no more than $190 on your party, what is the minimum number of people
no,
can
what is the
attend?
maximum?
Or the maximum number of people who can attend.
Okay, now we want to set this up. Now you have a variable cost and you have a fixed cost. So your fixed cost is the fee, right?
Yeah.
Your variable
130, yeah.
cost is $3 per person. So for a problem like this, you've got this fee of 130. All right, that's your fixed cost. Then you have a variable cost of $3 per person, right? And I underline. So notice you got a fixed, because there's several problems of this type. Fixed costs, and here is equal to the fee, right? And then you have a variable cost. That means it's dependent upon something. And the variable cost is depending upon what? The number of people. So the variable cost is equal to $3 per person. Now you have to use both of these to determine the the number of people for $190. That's like the budget. No, what does no more than mean? What would your inequality be, Vanessa? What does no more than?
No more than means to add more than, not to add more than.
No,
It must be there.
no. When I say no more than, let's just go back up to the
That
top.
means less than it.
Okay. Now, you see these inequality symbols. No more than would be which one of these?
No more than.
Yes, Vanessa. No more than would be which one of these inequalities? Would it be greater than,
No.
greater than or equal,
It can be
less
this
than,
one.
or less than or equal? What would be
Less
our
than.
inequality symbol, Vanessa?
No more than. No more than. Greater than. No, it can be less than or equal.
That's it. Excellent. It's got to be less than or equal because it says
Okay.
no more than. In other words, you cannot exceed that amount. So it cannot be a greater. It's got to be less than or equal. So now you know your symbol. So let's just take our symbol. Okay. Because once you put that in, it makes it easier to solve the problem. So let's put our symbol. We know our symbol is a less than or equal. So let's just copy our symbol. Now, less than or equal to what amount? Let's see what goes on the right. What's our budget, Vanessa?
Our budget is 190.
That's it. Very good. So that means less than or equal to our budget, which is 190. Now, what must be less than or equal to our 190? What would you put on the left side, Vanessa?
If you can spend no more than.
Now you got a fixed cost and you got a variable cost. Now, since it says per person, we'll just say let P equal
Person.
person. Okay. So what would go in front of this 190? Remember, it's the sum of your variable costs plus your fixed costs. So what will go over here on the left? Give me your variable costs in terms of P, and then give me your fixed costs, which is the fee. So what would this look like on the left side?
Would it be 3 multiply?
3 times what? You're right. 3 times what?
3 times. It's a 3 times. How many 3 times 1?
3 times what? We're saying let P equal the person. So 3 would be times what?
Person.
So person is what variable?
$3.
No, $3 is the cost per person, but P is the variable we're using for the number of people that can attend. We're using P. So the $3 is multiplied by what variable?
By the amount of persons attending.
Yeah, but we said that was P.
Yeah.
So what would it be then? If P represents the number of persons, right?
Yeah.
Then, okay, let's see. P, okay, number of and I'll just put it because they said the maximum number of people who can attend the party. So this is the number of people attending That's what we're letting P be equal to. And they're paying $3 per person. So what would be the variable cost here? $3 times what? The variable. There's the variable right there. So 3 times what?
Times 190.
3 times.
$3 per person, and we're letting P represents the number
Oh,
of
so
persons.
3 times P.
That's it. Excellent. So this would be 3 times P, right? Because it's $3 per person.
Yes.
And the fixed cost is what?
The fixed cost is
Yeah.
130.
That's it, because that's
Yes,
the
I think
fee.
that's it.
So we add that to 130. Okay, so we've got our inequality. $3 times the number of people where attending the party, where P represents people, and 130 is the fee. So when we add the variable cost, 3P, plus the fixed cost, the fee, it cannot be less than, it cannot be, no, the 3P plus 130 must be less than or equal to 190.
190.
Right. Now, Vanessa, how do we solve this inequality for P? What do we do first?
1 moment. Okay, we add. Yes.
Do one?
No, we subtract.
That's it, because
you have
that's
to
an
subtract.
add. So what are you going to subtract?
130 on both sides.
That's it. Excellent. Subtract 130 from both sides. Okay, now let's do that. Let's just copy this over and do our subtraction. Okay, so it'll be subtract 130 here on the left, and subtract 130 on the right.
On the right.
That's it. Now, what do we get on the left side, Vanessa?
3P.
That's right, 3P, because you 130 plus 130 and minus 130 is 0. So you have left just 3P. So let's take out our 130 minus and our 130 plus. So what do we have on the right side, Vanessa?
You have okay, you would have just 60 remaining.
That's it. 190 minus 130 is 60. So let's just copy that and put our 60. 190 minus 130 is 60. Now, Maureen, this is 60. How do I solve for P?
Divide 3 both sides.
Divide both sides by 3. Very good. Okay. Divide both sides by 3. Okay. So let's just do that. Divide both. Well, you can see the answer. What's the answer, Maureen?
20.
20. That's right. So there we go. We can underline.
I got 20, but I do mine differently than that.
Yeah, there's different ways of doing it.
Yeah, I do mine the other way.
Well, you know what? You could have just subtracted 130 from 190 and get 60 and divided by 3, right?
I would have done that, rest assured.
Yes, you could do that.
That's actually,
Yes.
Because when Miss Barbara going with all of this, I was looking at this is simple. I would not have gone this way, far away.
No. When you're given these numbers, you're right, Vanessa. When you're given the numbers like this, it's better to just subtract the 130 from the 190, get 60 and divide it by 3, and you get 20. All right. The only reason I'm doing it this way is because we're doing inequalities, and I want you to be able to set them up, because sometimes you're given a setup and they ask
Yeah.
you which setup will be used to solve for P. And that means
Yeah.
you'd have to pick this setup,
Yes.
right? That's the only reason. But just if you were doing this on a test or whatever, you just subtract the 130 from the 190, 60, mental math divided by 320, and then keep moving, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
That would be it. Okay. So this is like I say, the only reason I'm doing this is because they're not always numbers that they're giving you. Sometimes they're giving you a setup, and I want you to be able to set these up.
Yes, that's
All
true.
right. All right. That's why we're doing this, just for practice. Okay. So P, now, what is that telling you when you say P less than or equal to 20? What is that telling you? Okay, so this is just P left, and this is 20. Maureen, what is that telling you?
Oh, it's less than. This is in a negative.
Oh, it's not a negative.
I know
If you
it's not
only
a
have
negative.
20 people or less controlling.
Less. Mhm.
So what is it telling you about the 20?
So you can't. Okay, you can't go over 20.
That's right. Yeah, because it said, what's the maximum number of people who can attend? The maximum
Just
number of
20.
people that can attend. The most people that you can have attend this party is 20.
20.
Okay, you can't have more than 20. Okay. So the maximum number of people can attend is 20, because if you try to go over that, you're going to be over the budget, right?
Yes.
Because if
Mhm.
you had 30, you'd have like 90 plus 130 or 220, and that's certainly bigger than the 190, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the maximum number of people who can attend the party is 20. You can have 20 or less, and you'll stay within your budget. All right. Now,
Mhm.
let me change this problem. Okay, I want you to do this problem. Now, change it. I want your fee is equal to 165. Okay, the fee is 165.
Mhm.
Okay, the cost per person, I'm going to change that to cost per person is 450. Okay, this is $4.50.
Mhm.
Okay. Total spent must be less than, let's see, total spent must be less than 2. Okay. Now, what's the maximum number of people who can attend?
There's where we have to know how many persons can attend.
Yes, fee is 165. The
Mhm.
cost per person is 450. The
Mhm.
total spent must be less than 280.
Yes. Less than 2.
Oh,
So therefore,
first I want you to set up. I want to see it. Tell me what your setup is.
okay.
Now you know your inequality symbol is going to be what? What would be your
Less than 280.
less? It's going to be a less than now.
Less
than.
than.
It's not a
Yeah.
less than or equal now. This is a
I know,
less
than. Than.
Okay. So I want you to tell me what is your setup.
Okay. So,
You ready? Just tell me what your
Right.
setup is, and I'll write it.
Okay, so I hit the person first, right? 450.
Yes.
Mhm.
Let's see if this out to 115 divided by 4.
Mhm. 4, 3.
Anybody have the inequality?
One moment, Mama.
Okay, because I
One.
want you to find what's the maximum number of people who can attend. That
Okay.
means you got to set up the inequality.
Quality. Yes. 0, 1, 6, 5. 5. 8, 3. And 1, 6, right?
Maureen, you have the inequality set up?
Yeah, do. Can I do it? Just walk
Yes.
to it.
Okay. What would you have?
Okay.
Just give me the inequality.
Oh, the inequality, the amount of persons.
Yes.
I haven't
Well,
fixed it.
well, this
Just
this is the inequality right here. For this
Okay.
other problem, I want you to give me the inequality for this problem. What would it look like?
Okay. Okay. The inequality 165.
And we said a less than, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me grab the less than. So we know that inequality is going to be a less than symbol right here. So you tell me what goes in the inequality. We know it's a less than. So let's put our less than here. You tell me what's on the left and what's on the right.
Yeah.
So I've got the less than.
15.
What goes on the left? What goes on the right? Fixed plus variable on the left, Vanessa. What's the fixed plus the variable on the left side?
Okay. The fixed plus the variable. So the fixed is 165.
That's right, 165. And what's the variable?
Is 450.
Yeah, 450, 4.50. And what's that multiplied by? We have the same P as
Yeah,
the
P.
number, so that's P. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this must be less than, what's the budget?
The budget is 280.
280.
280. So that budget amount goes here. There's your inequality.
Or
165 plus 4.50p less than 280. Now, solve for P. Tell me what P is, Vanessa.
P.
Yes, solve this inequality for P.
Okay. I already solved it.
Okay, you solved it. What is P equal to?
P is equal to 25.5.
Let me put what you have here.
25. Okay. And P is equal to, how do
Okay.
less
P
than
less
25.
Okay, so you got P less than, take the 50 out. You got, what did you get here? 25.5?
Yes, 25.5.
25.5. Okay. Now, what does this mean? What's the maximum number of people who can attend?
Oh,
26.
Vanessa,
the maximum.
yes.
Okay, the maximum it would be 26.
Multiply 26 by 450
Oh
and
yes.
add it to
Multiply
165. If you get greater than 280, then it can't
80.
be
Then
26.
okay, let me multiply 20.
Right, Maureen?
Yes, Miss Bob. I think it's 25.
Yes, 25.
It can be
You
25
remember that
multiplied
sometimes
by,
you can round up and
yes,
sometimes you can't. Now you
you
can't
cannot,
here,
I
right,
yes.
know.
Maureen? Because if you go up to
Yeah.
26, you're over your budget,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
If you go over 26, you're going to be greater than 280. So
Mhm.
what that means, maximum number of people who can attend is 25.
25, right?
Yes, 25. And if you want to check it, take 26, multiply it by 450 and add it to 165 and see you'll get a number bigger than 280 over the budget.
Uh-huh.
That's how you know the
Yeah.
26 is not right. Multiply it by the 450. That's the fee, that's the amount per person. All right. And then
Yeah.
add that to your 165 and you'll be over 280. You're gonna get, I think you're gonna get probably like 282. Yeah, it's gonna be bigger than 280, so you know it can't be the 26.
Yes, that's true.
Gotta remember when you round down and when you round up. This is the case you don't round up because you're gonna be bigger than the 280. And this says less than. All right, less
Yeah.
than. Questions?
Okay.
No.
Yep.
Yeah. See, one like this wasn't as straightforward, meta math, right? So you had to really set up your inequality and then solve it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's look at number 4. Number 4. Okay.
Number 4.
All right. Number 4. Okay, Vanessa, read number 4.
Number 4. Okay.
You make it a little bigger.
Jason.
Okay. Let's see. Let me make it bigger. Okay, is that better, Maureen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Jason is with Jason is with a large group of friends at the movie theater. He plans on buying a few popcorns and drinks for his friends. Each popcorn costs $4 and each drink costs $3. He only has $24 with him. What would be an appropriate set of inequality to represent how many popcorns and drinks that Jason could purchase? P equal number of popcorns, D number of drinks.
Okay.
Oh, this is a setup.
Yeah, this is a setup. The popcorn, which is P, costs $4. The
Mhm.
drink, which is D, costs
What
$3.
$3?
$3,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
his budget is $24 because that's all he has with him. So
Mhm.
if his budget is 24, would that be a greater than, or a less than or equal, or because you have two choices here. You have a greater than, less than or equal, less than or equal. Now, if he only has $24 with him, Maureen,
Because
would that be a less than or equal or a greater than?
greater than.
He can spend more than $24?
No,
No,
What would it be, Vanessa?
it would be less
less
than.
than.
Yeah, it's got to be a less than or equal. So you can
Yeah.
eliminate A and you can eliminate
And
D,
D.
right?
Yes,
Because they
you can.
both are saying greater than.
Yes.
So is it B or C, Maureen?
I put B for mine.
Yeah, B is correct because this says $3 for the
Wow.
popcorn. The popcorn is not free. The popcorn here is 4.
4, yes.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm good then. I'm good.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Maureen. The popcorn is 4 and the drink is 3. So you have to be careful here because they've got what?
It
They've
could be
got,
C cards. You see, it's popcorn and trees.
yeah, they
Popcorn
got
is 4.
$3 for the popcorn. The popcorn is 4. And we know that the popcorn's got to be greater than or equal to 0, and the drink's got to be greater than or equal to 0 because he's buying drinks and popcorn. So what is the answer?
B.
It's B.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So let me just put it here. Answer B. Now that was a setup. Do you have that one, Maureen?
First time I say I know it was B because I know popcorn is 4 and 9 that's got 4 there.
That's right. You're right. So when you see the 3 on the popcorn, you know it can't be, right? It
Mhm.
can't be these. Also, since it
And it
says,
can be A car. It can
Yeah,
be A
because you
car.
look at the sign.
Yeah.
yeah, because he can't spend more than 24. 24 is his
Yes.
limit. That's all he has with him. So it has to be a less than or equal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You see how you can eliminate these answers here. Because
Yeah.
when you see the 3, you say, oh, that's for the drink, not for the popcorn. Also, when you see something that says greater than, you said, oh, no, it can't be. He can't spend more than $24. That's all he has with him. It's got to be a less than or equal. Okay.
Mhm.
That's the setup. Okay. Very good. Both of you got that one right. Wonderful. Okay. Let's go to number 5. Okay. I want you to solve this one. Give you a few minutes to solve it. And this is 2 operations now. Remember,
Yes.
you have it says a plus, so you're gonna do a minus. It's an addition, so you're gonna do a subtraction. It says a multiplication, so you're gonna do what? A division.
I do my back. I do my back. I wait till you correct.
Okay. What is a solution to this inequality? I give you a few minutes. You did yours, Maureen?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's just see. We give Vanessa a chance to work on it. Okay.
Sure. Fine. Memory. Mm, change the thing. It's a negative, right? Yes, Miss Barbara.
You have an answer? What's your
Yeah,
answer? What answer?
-10.
You got -10?
Yes,
What did you
this is
get, Maureen?
-10.
That is correct. Very good. Okay. Yeah, you have to subtract the 14 from the 54, and you got a 40, and divided by the -4. 40 divided by -4 is a -10. Very good. Okay, let's go to number 6.
It
Excellent.
was good.
Excellent. Okay, so let's go to number 6. That was number 5. Okay. And let's go to number 6. Okay, well, you can work on that one. Okay. Now that's a division, so you know you're doing a multiplication, right?
okay.
See, 4x plus 6 divided by 7, that's a division. That means opposite is multiplication. So you're going to first do a multiplication. And then you can go to your next steps. Maureen, you did that one?
No, because you know they had a 7 on it. They thought it was just 4x plus 6 is less than 2. I didn't see the 7 in mine.
Oh, you didn't
When you
see
said
the
it to me.
you didn't see the 7?
Nah.
This is number 6. Number 6. Okay. You didn't see the 7? My copy
Nah.
has a 7. Vanessa, did you see the 7 in yours?
I
That's
I saw it now. I'm doing it.
Yeah, but it wasn't in the one that I emailed you. You didn't see the 7?
I didn't check it because I was
Oh,
somewhere.
okay. You didn't
But I
check.
saw it.
Okay. Maureen, I'll have to look to see what I sent you if it had the 7. Okay, Maureen, you can go ahead and solve it. It's a division. So do your multiplication.
do X
Okay.
plus 6.
Anybody have an answer? It's a
Yes.
division, so you're gonna do a multiplication. Vanessa, what did you get?
Okay. Less than 2.
That's
X equals less
less
than 2.
than 2. Maureen,
Yes.
what did you get?
I get less than 2 too.
Okay, that's the answer. Answer is less than 2. Because you multiply the 7 by the 2 and you got 14, right?
Yes.
4x plus 6 less than 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then if that's a 14, you subtracted the 6 from it. That was an 8. 4x less than 8. And then you divide it by 4. And 8 divided by 4 is 2. Is it? Okay. Yeah. Plus 2 because you didn't have a negative. All right. Wonderful. So you got that one right. Okay. Let's go to number 7. 7. Okay. Okay. And then write an equality.
Okay.
Okay. Let's.
$4.
All right. First, you're going to write the inequality. Jeanette has $40 to spend on flowers. She wants to buy roses for $18 and spend the rest on lilies. And each lily flower costs $11. So let's find our inequality. Now, what's our budget?
$40.
$40. So what's the inequality symbol?
The
Okay. So we write the
Please
inequality.
want to
Okay?
spend.
Yeah.
No more.
She has $40 to spend. So what would be the inequality symbol? Less than or equal, greater than or equal, less than, greater than. Which one?
Less than?
Less than or equal.
Less than or equal. Okay. So let's just put our inequality symbol there.
Mhm.
Let's get the less than or equal. Okay, here's one here. And then you put what goes in the front and in the back. So let's just put the inequality symbol. Okay. Less than or equal. Okay. Now what's the budget?
$40.
So you put the $40. So something has to be less than or equal to 40. Vanessa, what goes on the left side?
What goes on the left? Well, the $18.
Yeah, she's buying roses for 18. So that goes on the left. So we have 18 and what else? What else
So
she
8.
plans to buy?
She wants 80 and the rest to spend to buy lilies.
Yes. So how do we write the $11 for the lily flowers? 18 for the roses. How do we write that $11 for the lilies?
So do we do minus
No,
subtraction?
no, it's not subtracting.
Plus?
It's a plus because she would like to buy roses and lilies.
Okay.
So what do I put here? That would be an add, right?
Second,
So how do I write
Plus
the lilies? $11. I can let L be the lilies. So what would that be?
Yes.
So what would that be, Vanessa?
11L.
That's it. Very good. 11L. So there's your inequality. the $18 for the roses, plus $11 for the lilies, $11 times the number of lilies,
Yeah.
and it has to be less than or equal to 40. Okay, now solve this for the maximum number of lilies. Solve that inequality. Tell me the maximum number of lilies she can buy.
The maximum number of lilies, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we start first with the. Oh, you want us to do it or want?
You can just tell me what the maximum number of lilies. You can solve that inequality, or you can do what? What else can you do? You can take 18 from the 40 and divide it by 11.
Yeah.
So what is that equal to?
18 from 40 would be 22. Would that
And
be
then
22?
divide by 11.
2.
And
2.
22.
2.
And then you divide by 11,
2
right?
is the most
So
lilies. 2 is
L is equals to
most
lilies.
lilies
That's how I did
you
mine.
can buy.
I
Yeah.
didn't do like the grades and lesson thing. I just subtract the 18 from the 40
Yeah,
and then
but
divide
you wrote,
$11 by 22.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
11. You
I do
subtract
my
the
mental
18 for the
math.
roses from the 40. That's 22, and divide by 11 and get 2. But the inequality, did you write your inequality, Maureen? Did you have 18 plus 11L less than or equal to 40? Did you write that? Yeah. Well,
I
you
didn't.
well,
I
one of
just
you.
do like mental math. I take away the $18
Yeah, that's
from the
fine,
40.
Maureen.
Yeah.
But the first step was writing the inequality. So you
Oh,
had to
okay.
write 18 for the cost of roses plus $11 per lily. So that's 11 times the number of lilies less than or equal to 40. So the first part of this was writing inequality. When you got here for the maximum number, you didn't have to use the inequality to solve it. Like I say, you could take the 40 minus 18 is 22, divide by 11, you get 2. The most lilies you can buy is 2. Okay? Which is the same thing here. If you solve this, 40 minus 18, 22, and then this is multiplication. So divide by 11 and you get 2.
But that's what I do as far as I didn't get to do number 8.
Okay. You didn't do number 8. Okay.
At least I get 7 or 8 right back. You got to help me number 8.
Okay. Vanessa will do number 8.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay, Vanessa.
Number 8. Okay. Pablo makes $300 a day and works 20 days a month. But he is fined $20 every day he's late. How many days can he be late if he wants to make at least $5,910?
Okay. How many days can it be late? How would you find it?
Okay. Pablo makes $300 per day. So the standard fee is 300, right?
I had to do my get 8, but I don't know if I right. You could tell me if it wrong anyways.
How did you get A,
300 a day.
Maureen?
Huh?
And he works.
How did you get A?
I don't know, Miss Barbara. I was trying to tell you, I don't know how I get it.
The standard. But he works.
Maybe you do it here and say it's a the
He
book and
works
see. I don't know. I'm telling you.
Actually,
20,
it's not correct anyway. So I just want to know how
20,
you got it.
20.
I
Okay,
will
this
tell
is
you.
20 days, right? Say for D, for days, right? Could be.
Yeah, D for days. Okay.
Mhm. And trying to set it on the Miss Barbara, set it down. Plus, no, He's fine.
Yeah, well, you starting off right. Let D equal the days.
Yes, and
Okay.
then he would
Okay.
find $20 each day he's late.
D
Let
equal
So if he
days
wants to make
me
at least,
he is late.
at least, at least,
And when he's late,
so you're gonna
he's
do either
fine,
less
right?
than or equal to. Let me see.
Okay, you're right. That's the symbol.
Yeah,
That's the inequality symbol, less than or
so
equal to.
equal to.
Let's just copy this and put it here, and then you tell me what goes on the left and what goes on the right. So Vanessa, you're right. It's less than or equal to. So let's just put that here.
So
Okay, Maureen, what goes on the left? What goes on the right? $300
let's
a
see.
day and 20 days a
300 a
month
day.
and
Three,
fine $20. So what do I write on the left, Maureen?
you put the $30, the $300
Okay. Okay, so I put 300.
plus the 20 days.
No, that's an amount. So
The late days.
no, you've got to find how much he makes at $300 a day for 20 days. How would you do that?
Multiply.
That's it. What would I multiply?
300 by 20.
That's right. 300 times 20. Okay. And what is his fine?
$20
Yes.
per day.
Right. So he's fined 20. So that means subtraction, right?
Yeah.
And that's less than or equal to what is he wants to make at least what?
5,000.
5,910.
So then that's got to be less than or equal to 5,910. Here's your inequality. $300 a day, 20 days a month. That's multiplied to get the total. Subtract 20, and that's 20 times the number of days. So that has to be times that D, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So the total he makes minus $20 per day that he's fined when he's late, and he wants to make less than or equal to 5,910. So solve that inequality for D. Give you a few minutes. Solve that for D.
For D. So you multiply by
300 times 20, you know that's what?
600.
6,000.
6,000. Okay. Minus 20D. And let's put less than or equal to 5,910. Okay. Now solve that for D. Tell me what you get.
Okay. So you do this here. Oh, this is plus.
Yes, that's
You do
20.
thousand. And this is right? Inequality for 5, 9, 10, right? Negative 6,000, right?
1.20.
Anybody got a D value?
One moment. Yes. Okay. 5, 9, 1, 0. Yes, yeah. 9. Mm-hmm. It's right. So use 20d over 20d. That, and you bring this over 20. So you have divided by,
Maureen, you have a D value?
Not yet.
yep,
So it's $20 subtract from 6,000, right?
No, that's a 20D.
so Miss Barbara.
Yes, Vanessa, what do you do first here?
Okay, we do first. Okay, when you multiply 300 by 300 multiplied by 20, right?
Okay, so we got 6,000 minus
6,000
20D less than or
D,
equal to
then
5,090.
59.
So what do you do next right here?
Okay, so 6,000 and then 6,000 minus 20D. What you do on the right, you do on the left.
So what do I do here? What do I
Oh.
do?
Oh, what you do there? You put 6,000 negative minus 6,000.
Okay, that's right. Subtract
Subtract 6,000
6,000.
on both sides.
Yes, right. Subtract
I think we
6,000
should get by that now. Yeah,
both sides.
sides.
Now
Okay.
I'll just put here
Yes.
the okay.
So when you
Okay. Then what you have left when you do the subtraction.
is $90.
Okay. Okay. So after you subtract, you're going to have a minus 20D,
Yes.
right? And that's $90. 5910 minus 6,000. So that's going to
Yes.
be minus 90.
Yes.
Okay. Now what's the next step?
Okay, you divide both sides by 20.
That's right. Divide. Let's see. Divide. Wait, well, it's a minus 20.
Yeah, minus 20.
Divide both sides by minus 20. Okay, what do you get, Vanessa? What do you get?
Oh, okay. You get 4. So you have to, when you divide it,
Yeah, what do you get? What's the answer?
I got 4.5, but it's
Okay,
either,
okay, so
I
when you
can't go to 5. It
okay,
has to be 4.
so you divide by minus 20. So what you have left is what? D
Mhm.
less than or equal to
Equal to, yes,
what? See,
4,
I got 4.5. Yes,
4.5, but we can only
4.5.
5, but we can only use 4. We can't go over.
Okay, now when you divide by negative, you reverse the inequality, right?
Yes.
So this becomes,
You
remember
change.
the rule, this becomes greater than or
Greater
equal,
than.
right? So let's get a greater than or equal symbol. Okay, here's a, no, that's not a greater than. I need a greater than or equal symbol.
In the opposite direction.
Yeah, I just want to get one. From, okay, here we are, greater than or equal. And I'll make a note there when you divide or multiply by, when you do by negative, you reverse the inequality symbol.
Yes.
Okay, so this would be greater.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now remember, okay, reverse inequality symbol. Okay. When divide or multiply
Yes.
by a negative number. Okay, now what does this mean when we say D greater than or equal to 4.5? How many days can Pablo be late, Vanessa?
4.5 days.
No, we don't use fractions.
Okay.
How many days can he be late?
He can late not more than, he can late 4.5.
5 days.
No, 5, he's
No,
not gonna.
no, he cannot.
Pablo,
Because if you multiply, if you multiply it, you would get more than um if you multiply 4.5 by 20 days and then add what? 300,
he can be late only 4 days.
only 4 days. Yeah.
Only 4 days.
Yes, he can be
Only 4
late
days.
only 4 days or 4 days
Can't go
only.
over that.
Okay, he
Yeah.
can't go over in there. If he goes
Nope.
over, he's not going to make this 5910. Okay. So he can only be late 4 days. He cannot be late 5 days. 5 days,
Okay.
he won't make the 5910.
That's true.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Because remember now, when you this gets bigger and you subtract it, then this is gets smaller, right? So
Yeah.
if you put 1,000 from 6,000, you'll get what, 5,000? That's not 5910. That's less than. Okay. But if this is a 4, that's 80. 6,000 from 80 would give you a number that fits within the 5910.
Okay.
Okay, got it? So you don't round. You
Uh-huh.
gotta remember when you round and when you don't round. Okay. Any questions? How many did you get, Maureen? 7?
Only 7. I didn't do the last one.
Okay. So Maureen had 7. Now we are going to, I didn't send you number 4, but we are going to inequality quiz number 4, which I will be emailing you. But there's something in number 4 I wanted to go over with you, and it's called compound inequalities. All right, so let me do a
You
new.
tell me algebra worksheet 4.
Okay.
You know
Yes.
that, Miss Barbara?
Yeah, I know you have
You send me
algebra.
it Thursday.
Yes, I know you have
Yeah,
algebra.
worksheet 4.
Right. Okay, but before we go to the algebra, I want to look at the inequality number 4. But only because I want to
Okay.
look at compound inequalities. Also,
Okay.
I gave you a little reference sheet for inequalities. So when you see fewer than or below, that's less than. When you see more than above, that's greater than. When you see at most or no more than, because sometimes you see this in word problems, that means less than or equal. When you see at least and no less than, that's greater than or equal. So I gave you some more things to look at when you're looking in word problems, how they translate to the greater than or equal, less than or equal, greater than, or less than. Okay. This I will be sending you this at the
So
end. Yeah.
you were
Confirm
saying that, you can
inequality.
Yeah,
send that to me so that I can write it off, right?
yes, I'll be, you don't have to copy this. I'll be sending you this sheet at the end of the session. All right.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
Another thing I didn't tell you about is that you can have compound inequality, combining two inequalities. They can be and, or. Now, example, x greater than 3 or x less than a negative 1. So it can be either greater than 3 and less than negative 1.
Okay.
That's the or. The and, when you have two inequalities and they both are true. The less, this is y is greater than a negative 2 and less than a negative 4. Now, if minus 2 is less than y, then y is greater than a negative 2. See, when you reverse this, let me just do this. Okay. Because it's very important that you understand this. When you see, I think we looked at it before, but probably not in too much detail. So, no, that's not what I want. I want to copy this. Minus 2 less than y. Let me copy this. Now, this says minus 2 less than y, right? So if minus 2 is less than y is greater than minus 2. Because if we reverse this, then we put the y on this side and the minus 2 on the other side. So this, I can just put equal. Okay. This is equal to y, and this would be a greater than symbol. Let me put the greater. Negative 2. So if minus 2 is less than y, then y is greater than negative 2. Or if you could do it with a positive number. Let's just copy this again. See if you can see if it's making sense to you. Okay, let's take this. Okay, let's say this is a 9. 9 is less than y, then y is greater than 9. Now, Maureen, give me, we say 9 is less than y. What are some numbers y could be?
8.
No, I said less. Nine less than y. Yeah.
10.
10. Yeah. So if this were a 10, 9 less than 10, then what? Y is greater than 9, and it's a 10, which is greater than 9, right? You follow? If this number is less than the variable, then the variable is greater than the number. That's why this is written as minus 2 less than y. Y is greater than negative 2, and y is less than negative 4. Okay. This should be negative. -4. Okay, it's both greater, so it's between the -2 and the, oh, sorry, that's a +4, and less than 4.
Okay.
That's a plus, we'll just say 4. So y is between a -2 and a 4. So for combined inequalities, when it's an and, it's the variable is within a range. Okay,
Mhm.
so
Yep.
this is very important that you remember this, that when you have something less than and you reverse the symbol, then you reverse the sides. So if the y is over here on the right, then the y is now on the left. So you reverse the symbol and you reverse the symbol and change the sides. Okay.
Mhm.
So it's an inequality doesn't have to just be a simple inequality. It could be a
All right.
compound where you have two things that you combining two inequalities and they connected by either or and.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
or and, because I think we have one you can practice on it within number 4. Okay,
Okay.
now I think I'm gonna have you do 1, 2, and 3. And then on your homework, you can continue with, let's see, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 will be your homework. But right now, I want you to do number 1, number 2, and number 3.
Do it now.
Yes, do number 1. It's asking
Mhm.
specifically, how much should each student raise to meet this goal of $5,000? So,
Oh,
okay, so you're solving this one for an actual number. How much should each student raise on average to meet the goal? So I want you to solve that one right now. Set up your inequality and solve it.
Number 1. Okay.
You want to read it, Vanessa? Just read it for clarity.
Okay. The 83 members of Newman Middle School based New Newman, yeah, Newman's Middle School band are trying to raise at least $5,000 to buy a new percussion instrument.
Mhm.
They have already raised $850. How much should each student still raise on average to meet the goal? Let D represent the average amount each student should still raise.
Okay. Now, when they say raise, let's see, at least 5,000. Okay. Let's underline that. Now, at least means what?
At least means
Well, look over,
equal to,
no, look over here.
let
So
me
I gave
see,
you this. At least means what, Maureen?
at least.
See the word
Okay.
phrase, at least
More,
more.
more or more than or equal to, right?
That's right.
greater.
That's it. Greater
Yeah.
than or equal. So right away, you know your symbol is greater than or equal. So let me put the symbol here. It's the inequality symbol. Now you figure out what goes on the left, what goes on the right.
Um, the 850 goes on the left.
Right? That's correct.
So you do 850, $8.50
And that's
um
850.
dollars. $850. Let me see.
Well, let's start
Do
with
we
the
say
right, Vanessa. what are they trying to raise?
They're trying
What
to
amount?
raise
What amount?
1,000.
5,000.
That's right. At least 5,000. That's right. So greater than or equal to. So you know you have your 5,000 right here, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now look at it. Tell me what goes on the left. What amount must be greater than or equal to the 5,000?
850.
50.
That's what they've already raised.
The 83 members.
83 members have to raise. We're trying to find how much each student should raise on average.
How much? Each?
So what would
Each
I
per
write
term.
on the left side, Maureen?
On the left side, you should write.
Vanessa, you want to tell me?
The
Okay.
850.
Each student, right? So should you put it
83.
Go ahead, Vanessa. You're about to tell me.
8 is 83.
83 what?
83. Let D represent the average of each student still to read. So you put 83D.
All right, 83D. Yep. Okay, 83D. Now,
You put
what have they raised so far?
850.
Done.
Okay, so what do we do with that 850?
So you put plus
That's it. Okay, plus what?
850.
850. Okay, so now you've got your inequality. Now solve this for D. D would be your average amount each student should raise. Solve that inequality for D. And tell me what you get for D.
Okay. So okay. 4, 50.
Divide both sides.
One,
What are you gonna do first, Maureen?
Divide both sides.
No, that's not the first thing you do.
No, the first thing you do, the way you set it up, what you do on one side, you do on the other side.
So
So
what do
you
you do?
divide, so you subtract both sides by 850.
Yeah, subtract. That's what you're gonna do first, Maureen. You're gonna do your
Oh,
subtraction because that's an adding, right? Subtract.
oh yeah,
Remember, Maureen?
yeah.
Subtract 850 from both sides. That's what Vanessa said, and that's correct because that's an adding. So you're going to subtract the 850 from both sides. So do that.
You divide and D gonna be equal.
So do that. Subtract the 850 from both sides.
Yeah.
Put it here, 850. And do it on the right from the 5,000. Subtract the 850. What do you get on the left side, Maureen?
Look at that. Subtract.
So what do you get on the left side, Maureen?
You get D.
Get what?
D.
You get 83D
Yeah.
plus 850 minus 850 is 0. Right?
Uh-huh.
So what you have left is 83D. What's 5,000 minus 850? You subtract that.
Okay, hold on.
What do you get on the right side?
83.
5,000 minus 850.
Four,
I mean, 5,000 minus
one.
850. What does that equal to?
3D.
Vanessa, you got it?
Yes, Miss Barbara.
What did you get?
4,160.
Okay, so that's
83D
4,000.
is greater than 5,000.
Then what's your next step, Vanessa?
You divide
Okay,
Yes,
divide
both
correct.
both
sides.
sides by 83, right?
83. Yes.
83D.
Both sides by 83.
Mhm.
Okay, now you're gonna get D, and I'll just D. Maureen, you divided that?
I'm doing it now.
Okay. Have you calculated?
Yeah.
So what's your answer?
4150 divided by 83.
What do I get when I divide both sides by 83? 4150 divided by 83. What do you get, Vanessa?
50.
That's it, 50. Now, what does that mean?
So it's
4150
equal
divided by
to or, so how do it, or greater than? Yes. That's how you say it, Miss
So,
Barbara.
so yeah, that's
D,
D. That's the average amount each student should raise, should be greater
raise,
than or equal to
or equal to,
450. So that means then each student,
after it's $50 or more.
each student
Student.
should
50. Yeah.
raise $50. That's our answer. Each student that's a band member should raise $50.
$50.
That's what that means. Greater than or equal. Should raise. But not should raise at least. They can raise more, but they have to raise at least $50.
$50.
Okay. Questions?
Oh,
All right. So this one you had to set up the inequality, but your key for your inequality symbol is the at least. And that's why I gave you this little reference sheet over here. So when you see at
Uh-huh.
least or even no less than, that means greater than or equal. So you can go ahead and put your symbol here, greater than or equal. All right.
yeah.
Now, they must raise at least 5,000. So the 5,000 is what they want to raise. That's on the right. Now, what makes up that 5,000 is what they already have, 850, plus what those 83 students earn. 83 times D, average amount from each student, and the 850 must be greater than or equal to 5,000. Then we solve this for D and we get greater than or equal to 50. So on average, each student should raise at least $50. Questions on number one?
No.
Okay.
No much problem.
No questions. Okay. Let's go to number 2. Now that was a word problem, so we kind of mixed them up here. The number 2 is a non-word problem, and it's an inequality. And I want you to go ahead and solve that and tell me what the solution is. It's a combination now. You got adding, which reverse is subtraction, and then you got multiplication, the reverse is division. So solve number 2 and tell me what you get.
All this. We doing it or we working along with you telling you what to do? We
you
doing it by ourselves?
no, you're doing it and then tell me what you get. Tell me
Okay.
what, when you should have X and equality and then something on the right. Tell me what the answer is.
The one on the okay. Okay.
This is mental math, actually, right?
Yeah, this is easy.
Okay.
I'm telling you it's easy.
Okay, Vanessa,
I
what's that?
done got it.
All right. So Vanessa, tell me what you have here.
X is equal to 3.
X equal?
Give me equal. Greater than 3.
Greater?
Let me see. Let me see.
This is
No, less than 3. Sorry,
less
I look at the
than,
time.
right?
Less than
Okay.
3. Yeah.
Less than.
5
Okay.
and 5.
So
That
this
was
because
easy.
this is mental math, right? Okay. Very good. Okay. So you got X. This is the answer. X. Let's take out this 3 because you subtracted the 3 from the 18. You got 15. Then you divided by the 5.
Yeah.
So this is
Work.
X less than what? 3.
3.
Maureen, you got that?
Not really.
What happened? Vanessa will explain it to you. Go ahead, Vanessa, explain it.
Okay. What is the solution to this inequality? First, we have to how do I say it? What do we do? Yeah, we have to divide, not divide. What you do on one side, you do on the other side. So we use 3. So
Okay.
because it's a plus 3, on the opposite side, it would be a minus 3, right?
Right. So you're going to subtract.
So you subtract. Let me do it up, Miss Barbara. Let's try. Do
Go ahead.
it. Okay, so you do 5x
No,
plus.
what do I do?
Okay. Yes, Miss Barbara.
Give me your first step, Vanessa. What did you do?
Okay, subtract 3 from both sides.
Excellent. Okay, subtract 3 from
Both
both.
sides. Sorry.
Maureen, you following?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you have left, Vanessa?
Okay, you would only have 5x.
Okay, so let me just copy this. 5x. So if you subtract the 3, that's going to be plus 3 minus 3, which is going to give you 0. So what you have left is just
5x.
5x.
18. Less than 18.
Okay. And you had what? You subtracted the 3 here, Maureen, right?
Yes.
So minus 3. So 5x is going to be less than what? 15.
Yeah.
Following, Maureen?
Yeah.
Okay. 5x less than, this would be 15. 18 minus 3 is 15. So what did you do next, Vanessa?
Okay, so I how do you say 3 from 18?
Yeah, we got the 15. Now I've got
So you got
5x
15.
less than 15. So what did you do next?
Yes. So you have 5x now. So therefore, we would do divide on both sides.
Okay. So divide
5 on both sides.
Both sides by 5.
Yeah.
And that's how you got the x less than 3. Maureen,
Yes.
5x divided by 5, Vanessa got x, and 15 divided by 5 is 3.
Three.
Yeah.
Okay.
You okay,
Yeah.
Maureen?
Yeah, Miss Barbara.
Okay, so that's how she got the minus. Well, because that was mental math, because up here, you do, this is addition, so it's a subtraction problem, because that's a plus, so you subtract that to
Yeah.
3, and then you got the 15, 5x less than 15, that's the multiplication, so she did the division, and 5 in the 15 is 3. Questions?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Okay, that was number 2, and we said we were gonna do 1, 2, and
Three.
3, and then you would do 4, 5, 6, and 7.
So we
So,
do.
so
So we
let's,
do number 3 now.
yeah, we'll do number 3, and then we'll
Okay.
end.
Then we do
Okay,
4,
here is
5,
number
6,
3.
7.
It's all over here. Okay. Okay. So let me bring this down. Okay, Vanessa, read number 3.
3.
Rico.
Because I'm
There
not
you
using
go.
my. Oh, okay. Rico has $5. Bagel costs 0.65 each. A small container of cream cheese costs $1. What is the greatest number of bagels Rico can buy if he also buy one small container of cream cheese? Okay. Rico, the total amount of money he has is $5, right? So that's the how do we say it?
What what
Um,
what is our any what is our inequality
inequality,
symbol? Yes, what is
um,
it?
less than or equal to, right?
That's it. Because he has $5. So it's less than or equal. So let's
Equal
put
to.
our less than or equal. Let's put our symbol here.
Okay.
Okay,
This.
back here. Put our less
So,
than or equal symbol. So let's just put that here.
so
Now, what does he have to spend?
Okay, small.
what does he
What does
spend?
Rico has to spend? What does he have to spend?
$5.
$5. So that's what he's limited to. It's $5. That's all he has, right? Now,
Yes.
what is he buying?
He's buying bagel
Right? And what else?
and cream cheese.
Okay, so what goes on the left side?
Cream cheese is 100.
What goes on the left? First thing, bagels,
Okay, so what do I write?
0.65, and next to it you put B, which represents
That's right,
bagel.
for bagels. Very good. 65B. And what else is he buying?
He's buying cream cheese.
Okay,
So you can put,
so that's gonna
so
be
you put
plus. And
plus
what is the cream cheese?
$1.
$1. That's right. So we just put the $1 here, right?
Yes.
Because we didn't say he was buying so much cream cheese.
Yes.
We're saying he spent $1. So there's your inequality. Solve that and tell me what B is.
Okay.
Solve that for B. And then that would give you the
Okay.
number of bagels he can buy.
Okay. So you bought.
This is for both sides.
Or you divide this by.
So Maureen, what do you do here first?
You divide both sides
No. What do you do
No, you
before that,
multiply.
Maureen?
You take
No.
away. Hear me, you multiply.
That's
You take
it.
away.
You got it, Maureen.
Oh,
You don't do the divide first. You got to see. You have to add $1, so you've got to do
Yes.
oh yeah.
subtraction, right? Always remember
Oh
that,
yeah.
Maureen. So you got to
So you do
subtract
4.
1 from both sides. So do
You
that.
this way.
Subtract 1 from both sides.
0.6.
Just put that.
I'll try 100 from both sides.
Subtract 1.
Mhm.
Okay, so that means this will be minus 1. Okay,
What I
Okay.
do?
and so let's take this out because
6, 5.
okay, so this is what I have. 5 minus 1 is what? What's 5 minus 1?
4.
4. Okay. Okay, so 5 minus 1 is 4, and I have this. Okay, so this would be less than or equal to 4.
Yes.
Okay, Vanessa, what do I do next?
Oh, what are you doing next? Okay, that's 4. Okay. Now, you divide both sides by 0.65.
That's right. Divide both sides by 0.65. And what do I get?
You get well, it's 6.153846. 6.
Okay, so I get
6. So it
By
would
both
be
sides.
less than or equal to.
so I get divide both sides by 0.65. So that would
Yes.
just give me B. And what did you get, Vanessa, for your B?
6.
You said 6.15,
Less.
right?
Yes.
6.15.
0.15.
So what's the greatest number of bagels he can buy?
You can only buy 6 bagels.
That's it. Wonderful, because you can't buy a fraction of a bagel. So Rico can also, from this value, we can say Rico can buy 6 bagels. Okay, that's the answer. Maureen, you okay?
Yeah, yeah.
One, 4, 5,
Oh boy.
7. Can't do this now.
Bobby, you
So
know
we
they
have
want to ask you a
8.
question.
Okay, we have 8 to do. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to do. Okay.
So the rest is for homework. So Miss Bobby, you can do the rest for homework.
Probably mute. Let me see.
She on mute. Miss
She's on
Barbie, you
mute.
on mute.
No, she's not on mute.
So who on mute? Oh, she must be doing something.
Mm-mm. She's not on mute. We're not hearing her.
No, she probably. When she observed, she will come on.
Miss Barbara?
From you.
She's not on mute. Check. She's not on mute.
Excuse me. Oh, yeah, I'm so tired.